Hi guys. All right, we're gonna roll to qualifying in 8 minutes. Y'all know the rules. I don't think there's anybody new here. If you are new here, you should have read the rules.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the NORA B Series presented by J Deadlift Broadcasting. After a couple weeks off, we return here tonight at Loudon, New Hampshire, and New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the New Hampshire 170. Here tonight, the 19th race of the NORA B Series. Very long and treacherous season for a lot of these drivers. Started all the way back on February 19th and has continued to present time. Last week, Dalton Tucker took the win at Kentucky Speedway, and the time before that, Corey Wharton took it home at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course, one of the tougher tracks in NASCAR. In the NORA B Series, calling a little bit of an audible. Instead of going to the oval, they decided to change up the configuration and went to the Roval, if you will, or that road course at Indianapolis. And what a great race it was. Corey Wharton taking home that win, and he's been no stranger to that front part of the field. Dalton Tucker winning last week, and he has just been a winning machine, winning at Pocono, Iowa, Charlotte, just to name a few. So definitely be on the lookout for both of those drivers here tonight at New Hampshire. So New Hampshire Motor Speedway going to be the battleground here tonight for this race, 170 laps around New Hampshire Motor Speedway. The 1.058 mile oval located in Loudon, New Hampshire. And you might hear it referred to as the Magic Mile or the Paperclip. Also talked about as Paperclip is Martinsville. Kind of a similar track configuration, New Hampshire and Martinsville, but each a little bit different. Something unique about New Hampshire is that it does have variable banking. 12-degree grade at 2 through 7 degrees. So what that means is on the low side, a little less banking, and as you go up the track, there is more and more banking. So what that leads to is generally different lanes being able to be run throughout the race. So you might see some guys do it on the bottom. You might see some guys try to work the top as you're looking here in practice. The 24 going to work against Bruce Ackerman in the 69. Both those drivers in the top 3 for qualifying as of right now. We're going to get you to the race here shortly. So like I mentioned, 1.058 miles. We're going to do 170 laps around this 1 mile oval here tonight. Stages are going to be 42, 42, 86. I believe. Let's get a quick double check on that for you from our statisticians. It's going to be 42, 42, 86. So a bit of a longer stage 3 than some of the drivers might be used to. 86 laps around New Hampshire. These laps obviously going to go very, very quickly as you see just how short the track is. And it's going to lead to some big door-to-door racing for a lot of the night. So looking forward to that. And as we look forward to the rest of the season here at the NORA B Series, like we mentioned, next week is an off week, so we will not have NORA B Series action here on the channel. But that following week, August 5th, the NORA B Series returns to Iowa Speedway. And that should be a good one there. Everyone getting a little break from iRacing and then kick it right back on off at Iowa. A great little 1.5 mile oval, followed by Road America and Watkins Glen as we do a little bit of that road course swing. Road America, one of those tracks that a lot of the drivers don't normally get to race on, especially in these NASCAR Xfinity cars, and you'll get to see it here very soon. So qualifying underway here at New Hampshire, and we're going to keep it locked in here. As you see the number 20 get ready to take his qualifying lap, and as soon as we say it, he's going to switch to the number 10. Then our RAB Series had a mix of participation. We've had some races with very few, some with very many, and tonight, fortunately, is one of those with very many. So we're going to have a lot of racing action, presumably quite a bit of passing, and a big field on this short track is going to mean that a lot of these drivers are going to be working a lot of door-to-door action throughout the night. You hear it right there in qualifying. Davey Lamont, who we're riding along with here in the number 40 machine. Downshifting into that third gear and then up to fourth and through. You can see him really working that here. You'll probably see a lot of drivers doing that here tonight as we're starting to get some qualifying times in here. A little bit more for you if you're new to the NORA B Series, or this is just you popping in, stopping by, and you want to check it on out. You'll see O's and R's next to a lot of the drivers' names. That stands for owner's points, and the R stands for running for points, basically. So if you see someone with an R, they are running for those driver's points. Anyone with an O is for owner's points. So another way to think of that, anyone with an O might not be a regular, might be just kind of popping in for a one-off race, might not be committed to the full season, so they just want to run for owner's points. The NORA B Series does have not only the Drivers' Championship, but it has Owners' Championship and a Manufacturers' Championship. So a lot of cool things going on for them here in the NORA B Series. As we get set to go here from Loudon, New Hampshire, let's take a quick peek at the weather before we kick things on off here. Apologies for that. It's the graphics department getting underway here as well. 102 degrees on the track, so you're going to see maybe a little bit of slippy action for a lot of these drivers. We'll be interested to see how that plays itself out. For the most part, the NASCAR Xfinity cars on iRacing end up being very tight, and what that means is the car feels like it doesn't want to turn, like the front end wants to go toward the wall. And that's just a testament to how the car is, how iRacing has modeled these tire models, and the lower downforce and the lower horsepower of the NASCAR Xfinity cars, as opposed to those NASCAR Cup Series cars. So it drives a little bit different, and we'll see how it works here at New Hampshire. But a hotter track, generally a little bit slippier. And at New Hampshire, where you do have that slick kind of surface, you have to be on the lookout for that as well. So New Hampshire Motor Speedway, seating capacity of 76,000, broke ground in 1989, opened in 1990, and it's been pretty much the same track ever since. There is a road course here as well. We won't see that here tonight, just doing the oval tonight. Like we said, we're getting set to bring you a good one here tonight. Let's get a good look from the crowd here of Corey Wharton. A couple shots from the crowd here tonight. Excited to bring those to you. And some cheers for TI Racing in the chat. So make sure to follow along with your favorite driver here tonight. Let us know what you think, how they're doing, who you're rooting for, and what you think is going to be the key to the race. We mentioned it a little bit earlier, the NORA B Series, sometimes very good driver turnout, sometimes not as good. Tonight, 24 drivers scheduled to take the green flag, and that is an absolutely incredible turnout, and we could not be more excited to bring it to you here tonight. So let's take you through the starting grid tonight. Brought to you by J Deadlift Broadcasting. For the New Hampshire 170 on the pole, it's going to be the 24, no stranger to the front, Dalton Tucker. On his outside, the 69 machine of Bruce Ackerman. In row 2 is going to be Ryan Kendrick in the number 00 car. On his outside, Matthew George rides along in the 28. Rolling off in 5th place is going to be Thomas Gold, and on his outside, Joey Stats. Continuing on down your grid, Trevor Apollo will roll off 7th. Adam Teeves will roll off 8th. Jeff Hollingsworth will start the race in 9th place, and on his outside, Josh Mayu starts 10th. Charlie Woods will roll off 11th, and Colby Wells out there in 12th. Douglas Hess will roll off 13th, and Davey Lamont will start 14th. Brian Jones will take the green in 15th, and on his outside, Corey Wharton in the number 20. He starts 16th. Todd Slauson will roll off 17th, and on his outside, Sean Briscoe in that number 36 machine starting 18th. Rounding out your grid, Tim Abril will start 19th. He's in the 98. And Julian Altina in the number 74. He starts 20th. Chad Engel will roll off 21st. And on his outside, Scott Bellum in 22nd. Drayton Cook will start 23rd. And Blade Timmons will roll off 24th. And that is going to do it here for your starting grid as we get set to rock and roll from here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. You can see the 24 and the 69 ready to go at the front of that pack, as we're going to get rolling for 2 pace laps here at New Hampshire before we go green. And now it's time to get in those predictions. Is Dalton Tucker squared away for another win here at the NORA B Series, or is someone going to take it away from him? We'll have to wait and see on that one. A lot of good paint schemes that you'll see throughout the night here tonight. If your favorite driver is rocking a cool paint scheme, let us know. We'll take a look at it. Is pace car going to lead the field? Never mind. The pace car is going to decide it's done pacing. It's time to go green. And here we go. The NORA B Series is underway here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Dalton Tucker going to take off in first place, but he's quickly under attack. Bruce Ackerman around that outside, and we're going to quickly find out which of those 2 lines is going to be that preferred line here tonight. Dalton Tucker with a good run off, and he's going to take that lead away. Right behind him, Ackerman has the 00 of Kendrick to his low side in that second groove, trying to make that ring around the rosy work. He's going to stay down there in that second groove. Ackerman comes door to door with him, and they remain door to door down the front straightaway. 2x2 here. The 00 has Thomas Gold in the the 010 car right behind him. You see that blue car without a number. That is Thomas Gold on your scoring screen. So just make a mental note of that. And we'll keep you abreast of that throughout the race. Caution is out here. Chad Engel slow on the track. Drayton Cook as well. And let's take a peek at what just happened. Riding along with Drayton Cook here. Up here in that high stuff. Starts to come down a little bit, and I think he's just going to lose the back end here. It appears he does. And the 89 just gets a little bit slick, trying to climb his way up through the field. Early on in the run with cold tires, and you'll see that back end just kind of slip out on him right here. The 07 of Scott Bellum stays off of him. So does the 98 of Tim Abril. Good job of them avoiding the wreck. No damage here for the 89 either. Everyone's set to go here at New Hampshire. So under our first caution of the night, Blade Timmons and Davey Lamont did not take the green flag. They're still on pit road. So we'll be on the lookout and see if they end up getting out there on track. But for right now, those 2 drivers not joining us here tonight just yet. We'll have to wait and see. So a little bit about short track racing. It's going to be a little bit different than what you might see in some regular racing. You might see a little more bumping than usual. And what I mean by that is a little bit of bump draft here and there. Might come to the bumper of the 24, for example. Push the 24 up and out of the way, and we'll see if any racers really do that here tonight. The NORA B Series, from what we've brought to you this season, has been a very clean racing, a lot of green flag runs, so honestly surprising that we're under caution this early here in this one. Laps chipped away under caution here tonight. And the tail end of the field did end up going to pit road. That's going to be Brian Jones, Tim Averill, Colby Wells, Chad Engel, Drayton Cook, Scott Bellum, and Douglas Hess, all getting service on their race cars. Looks like Hess going to come back down pit road once again. All those drivers outside of Chad Engel got 4 tires and fuel. There's no tire limit here in the NORA B Series just yet. That's something that the administration has talked about adding for future races, so stay on the lookout, but definitely no reason not to change tires in a lot of these situations. But only a couple laps into the run, you got to think that the leaders, for all intents and purposes, no sense in changing those tires. Let them get a little bit of heat into them, and then you won't have any kind of slippage like we just saw from the 89 of Cook. The leader, given the choice on these restarts, inside or outside, and it looks like Dalton Tucker going to select the outside here. An interesting strategy, as he's going to give away the inside to Ryan Kendrick, who has the 69 of Bruce Ackerman right behind him. Getting set to go back green here from New Hampshire. First caution within the first 10 laps. And we're going to see if cautions start breeding more and more cautions, or if this kind of starts to spur a little bit of a green flag run. Both viable options, but if I was a bet man, I'd put my money on the second. We're going to get a good green flag run here, so buckle up, get strapped in, as we're green once again here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Great jump there by Dalton Tucker. That's why he picks that outside. You're able to get such a good jump coming off of that 4th corner, get the car turned straight as quick as possible, and then just smash that gas pedal. Whereas on that low side, you do have a little bit of turn in the wheel, and when you get on the throttle, that back end might want to slip out towards that wall as opposed to having that straight line speed. Thomas Gold run up the track a little bit, and the 69 of Ackerman to his inside. Might have been a little bit of contact right there between the 69 and the 010 car. Both of them survive, and the Dollar General machine of Trevor Apollo just sitting and waiting as he's watching a good battle go on right in front of him. Riding along with Rapallo here. We saw the 69 to the inside, now dropping back, giving the position there. And that's something you will see in a race like this, where such a long race and there are no fast repairs in this one. Keeping the car clean and making tactical decisions of when to pass going to be paramount to keeping the car clean and being in a good spot here at the end of the race. Good little pass right there by the 15. That's Jeff Hollingsworth sneaking by the 28 of Matthew George in that Powerade Toyota Supra. The 95 of Joey Stats just in tow right there in that Procore 95 machine. Trying to reel in the 28. Can't get him just yet. He's making a good move. Further on back in the pack, we have some good racing going on. 2x2 right there. That's the 36 of Sean Briscoe and the 10 of Brian Jones as they go door-to-door off of turn 2. And down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. And the 10 just really diving it on in there. And what you're going to see is the 10 able to do that here early in the run, but as those tires start to wear off, that move becomes significantly harder to do. You might see a 36 try it right back here in turns 1 and 2. Instead, Briscoe falls back, falls into that second and third groove. He's just going to fall into line here as they head down the back straight. Right behind them, Todd Slauson sneaking on by. He's in that UPS machine with that no number right there. A couple of drivers with those custom paint schemes that, for whatever reason, the number's not correctly rendering. So we apologize, but we'll keep you updated with who that is so you can see all of your favorite racers on the track. Charlie Woods mixing it up here with Colby Wells now. Colby Wells in the 45 on the outside. Woods in the 39 on that inside. And Wells, kind of been an interesting story here. People have been on and off of Wells all season long. Couple rivalries almost sparking. And Wells just kind of doing what he's doing. Just kind of still turning laps. Getting better and better day in and day out. And Wells is someone we'll definitely see up towards the front of the pack at some point here tonight. As usually a very consistent racer for the most part of the race. Maybe takes a gamble here or there. That's kind of cost him on some of the races. But Colby Wells been at almost every single race and trying to get as good as he can be at iRacing. He's certainly doing that here tonight. Diving to the bottom now. And he's going to sneak around Todd Slauson in the 22. Can't quite clear him on the front straightaway. Slauson going to battle back with a good run on that outside in that UPS Toyota Supra. But Colby Wells proving that that bottom line almost looks superior. As he is going to clear him, take that position. Flashing back to your leader, Dalton Tucker. He's got the 00 Ryan Kendrick right in his toe. Both of them trying to pull away from the field. And Thomas Gold holding off Bruce Ackerman. They're about a second and a half back of second place. And you can see that in the top 3. Also on the ticker across the top of your screen. Those orange numbers will either be laps led in Dalton Tucker's case or their gap to the leader. So how many seconds behind Dalton Tucker or whoever else the leader may be. And those are updated live, so you get a good idea of how spread out the field is and where your favorite driver is located in the field. '95 and the 28, gonna try and do a little battle here. '24 continuing to pull away here at New Hampshire. 15 thinks about sending it low. Hollingsworth wanted to peek to the inside of Rapallo. Ends up backing on out of it and then sticks his nose right back in there. Trying to get that inside quarter panel of the number 90 machine. There he goes. Can't quite do it right there. Matthew George trying to take advantage of Hollingsworth here as well. We got a 3-car battle starting to form here. Quick reminder that our first caution for stage break will be lap 42, so about halfway in this first stage. Through 19 of 170 and still some good racing going on. Right back there, it's the 95 of Joey Stats. And on his inside, that's Matthew George in that 28 as they go to work in turns 1 and 2. 95 in trouble. You saw it right there. Let's take another look at what just happened to the 95 as we were just following along. Had a little bit of a tap right there. He goes around. Big backup right there in the middle of the track. Everyone else seemingly survives. But the 95, you see him helped around there, and then a big accordion effect. All those drivers somehow survive right there. Everyone scatters, and it is a one-car incident. Joey Stats, the most not benefited by that, is he spun around right there. No yellow flag, as yellow flags are admin controlled here tonight. So if we have something like that, they can choose to not throw the caution flag, and that's what you just saw right there with the 95. Further on back in the pack, these guys really mixing it on up here. You're looking at Adam Teves right here in that no number Gravedigger machine. He's got Colby Wells right behind him. They're trying to mix on up here, and Wells, like we just talked about, climbing all the way up to 12th now. You're going to see two different styles of taking those corners here tonight. What Colby Wells is doing and staying in fourth gear. And you will see other drivers downshifting to third, getting that little extra grip and turning ability, and then firing off the corner. And Colby Wells proving that that fourth gear is working for him. He's to the inside of Adam Teves. Teves washes up the track a little bit, and Slauson looking to take advantage as well. He's going to try and poke his nose to the bottom here. He gets on the brakes a little bit quick right there. But through the middle of the corner, gaining speed. Looks like they're going to single file on out at the corner exit. Down the back straightaway, they're single file once again. A lot of cheers for TI Racing. Colby Wells, Drayton Cook, Julian Altina, and Tim Abril. The greatest team on iRacing, they've been called. Dalton Tucker looking to hold that whole team back further in the pack as he continues to open up his gap. Dalton Tucker, you're going to see it before too long here. Going to start facing lap traffic. We'll see if he does it in the first stage or if we have to wait for the second or third stage before he really catches that lap traffic. You see right there, Bruce Ackerman to the inside of Thomas Gold. This is for fourth place here. Ackerman in the 69, Gold in that no number blue and black car up on the top side as they're going to go door to door coming off of turn 4. Really good racing right here by the two of them. We saw Ackerman appear to get a little bit of contact at an earlier incident. Stays out of the way right there. You're seeing these cars in the middle of the corner kind of wash up the track ever so slightly. And you'll see that get worse and worse as these tires start to wear off. Ackerman going to complete the pass. He slides back up into third, and the battle continues to rage on. John Briscoe in the 36. He's trying to pick his way up through the field now as well. Stuck back there in 10th right now. We've seen Briscoe have some up and down kind of racing action. Don't be surprised if we see that 36 Red Bull machine up toward the front before this one's said and done. Briscoe peeking that inside, and we're seeing that second line kind of being that preferred line. Not quite all the way down on that yellow line, but putting those tires on that second white tick up seems to be that preferred groove, and you're going to see the 36 really do it right here. Kind of slide up in the middle of the corner and then get a good run off. What he's doing right there, it's called diamonding the corner, and it's exactly what it sounds like. You're turning the corner into a diamond. You go in really low, wash up the track a little bit, and then you use it as straight of a line as you can to get as good of a run off the corner as you can. And for some drivers that works. You see that a lot at Martinsville Speedway, and we talked about at the top of the broadcast how similar this track is to Martinsville. So definitely no surprise to see things shaking out the way they are. Drayton Cook right here all the way up to 11th now. He's going to put the 10 of Jones another spot down. He's climbed all the way up to 11th. That is a wonderful little run right here. Started 23rd, already up to 11th. So Drayton Cook, we heard him mentioned. Team TI Racing, and he's coming through so far. Is now he's got a challenge from the number 10. Diving to that inside. Trying to take that spot back. Oh, and the number 10 washing up into both of those cars. I don't know if the 10 just sent it in too deep or what happened. Let's take another look and see if we can figure that on out. Number 10 dives in very deep, and he gets up onto that apron. Tries to get the car slowed down, and you see it just kind of bangs into those two drivers. We're going to take one more look from the onboard here. You see, just trying to get that wheel turned. Unable to do so. And Brian Jones did the number 10 up and hard into Drayton Cook in the 89. And Brian Jones going to lose a lot of positions off that. Started 15th. He was just up on that fringe top 10. Now all the way back down to 16th. Dalton Tucker, no stranger to the front of races. He's led 37 of 37 laps, trying to get the stage sweep. Approaching our first stage break of the night here on lap 42. As he crosses that start-finish line to send us to lap 39. 5.9 seconds ahead of Ryan Kendrick. He is absolutely putting a clinic on here at New Hampshire. So we're going to ride along here with the 30 or the 24 for a lap. You see that lap traffic starting to creep on in. I don't think Tucker's just quite going to catch it yet. The track just big enough. To keep these lap drivers from going a lap down. These potential lap drivers from going a lap down. And Dalton Tucker just cruising in stage number 1. He's going to lead every single lap of stage number 1 and win the stage going away. Now 7 seconds out in front, and I'm 1 lap off. We'll see the caution flag here momentarily.
Caution, caution, caution. How you doing in there, kid?
There it is, and you can hear Dalton Tucker's spotter. Happy with the start of this race, and you can't blame him at all right there. Leading every single lap. Survived that first caution of the night. We're under a second one, and the break for stage number 1. And we'll see what we see on pit road here. As we talk about it week in and week out, that stages provide a little dipsy doodle, so to speak. And what I mean by that is you're able to kind of test some things out. Maybe someone's going to take 2 tires here. Maybe someone takes 4. Maybe someone doesn't put a full tank of gas in. Maybe someone wants to take some wedge out of the car. Stage 1 is the stage to do it. Stage 2 also the stage to do it, so you can get the car really dialed on in before we hit stage number 3. Let's get a look from the crowd of this field coming down pit road here. You can really hear the roar of the cars right there from our in the stands camera here. To go further down pit lane. You see 4 tires and fuel for the 24. The 00 right behind him. Kendrick, Ackerman, Gold, Hollingsworth, Wharton, who we have not called his name tonight. Very good on the road courses is Corey Wharton. I've seen him be hit or miss on the ovals. Was very good at Pocono. So it'll be good to see the number 20 up toward the front of this field once again. So on our first stage break of the night here in New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And Dalton Tucker's dominated, led every single lap up to this point. Let's go check on TI Racing as they run. Colby Wells, he's currently scored in 9th in that 45 machine. Looking pretty clean so far. Hasn't had the speed to completely tear through the field, but definitely be on the lookout for that car to stay clean throughout the rest of the race. Drayton Cook, after a little dust up right there, you see the front of his car a little bit damaged. And that's kind of be an interesting little twist to his race. And in a short track, a true short track, like a half miler, like a Bristol, or perhaps a Phoenix, it doesn't have these long straightaways. It'd be okay, but you see how the nose is kind of crinkled right there. Might screw up the aero just a little bit, make him ever so slightly on those straightaways. But it also could make you faster through the corners, so pay attention to the 89 throughout this one. The third member of TI Racing, Julian Altina, he's struggling quite a bit all the way back there in 19th. So he's going to try and keep that car clean there for the end. We heard from him in practice, and he was just frustrated with the car, frustrated with the track, and he's trying to make his way up toward the front half of the field. Last member of TI Racing is going to be Tim Abril in that number 98 machine. He's going to get the inside this next restart up there in 13th. Quickly starting to climb his way up through the field, so be on the lookout for Abril to maybe make a jump into the top 10 pretty soon. Dalton Tucker once again going to select the outside. And we'll see if he gets as good of a restart as last time. We saw him just shoot away from the field. But now that you know that might be coming, the 00 going to try and get right alongside and do the best he can. Stay up on with him. Green flag back out here as stage number 2 underway here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And then 24 already out to a huge lead. It's 00 trying to track him down. He's doing a darn good job in turns 1 and 2. Ryan Kendrick trying to hold on to the 24 this time. We saw the 24 really run away on old tires. You see cars already slipping down that back straightaway. Those cold tires pushing that back end around. Trying to make it go out towards the wall, and everyone's still holding on to it. A little bit loose right there is Kendrick off of turn 4. Gold in the 010 has to slide to that bottom, gets right back in line as they try to chase down Tucker. Bruce Ackerman and Corey Wharton. We talked about Corey Wharton. Haven't seen him up toward the front just yet, and he's making a charge here as he's going to go side by side with the 69, and right behind him the 36 of Sean Briscoe. He's going door to door as well. He's with the 15 of, the 45 of Colby Wells. The 36 is with the 15. My, oh my. Let's get back on track here. Briscoe is mixing up with Hollingsworth. They've almost sorted on out, but Trevor Apollo wants to get the spot as well. And that's something you're going to notice on a track like this, that once one driver makes the pass, the rest will try to follow. And right there, Apollo shows how easy it is to do if you time it right and time it well. He did both, and he's going to get pushed on out of the way. The 69, a little short track racing right there, as he's going to move the number 20 up the track a little bit and try and get that spot right back. Good little jolt given by Bruce Ackerman. And around goes the 90. It's going to be a pile up in turn 4. And as soon as I thought that was going to happen, it looks like the field is going to fan out and be A-OK. But you saw the caution, 36 heavy damage to Sean Briscoe's car as he was unable to avoid that wreck right there. And you get a good look at it right there. Trevor Apollo just kind of gets sent around, and Not a lot he could do right there. Gets turned by the 15. A little bit of a racing incident. But not a whole lot he could do in that situation. She's right along with Sean Briscoe here. You saw Briscoe right there really trying to figure out what to do. Couldn't quite do it and just got stuck in the wrong spot at the wrong time. And a little bit of a shakeup here, as the top 4 drivers are going to stay out on old tires. Corey Wharton, Joey Stats, Brian Jones, and Julian Altina all electing to stay out. And Ryan Kendrick actually taking 2 tires. He's going to sneak by Dalton Tucker in the 24 as well. So Tucker now going to get shuffled back to 6th, not leading a couple laps here. And he's going to have some traffic to do battle with before he gets back to the front. So those top drivers who have stayed out, 10 and 9 laps on those tires, and a couple of them being caution laps. Tires aren't going to be too bad just yet, but once again, we'll see if you get that long green flag run. Those couple laps of extra new tires that Dalton Tucker onward got might be incredibly useful here in the race. I'd like to take this moment to thank everyone here watching, be it live or after the fact. Always love bringing races like this to you guys here tonight, and we've got a good one so far. Everyone trying to chase down Dalton Tucker, who's now been shuffled back to 6th. We'll see if and when he can climb up through the pack and how the rest of the pack fends him off. And if you're joining us here from at home and live, I know we got a bunch of people rooting for TI Racing here tonight, so we'll have to pay attention to how they do throughout the race and seeing if anyone can really challenge throughout this one. Lights out in the pace car, and Corey Wharton, your race leader. You will select that outside lane once again. Joey Stats in the 95 is going to be in 2nd on the inside as we get set to go green after our 3rd caution of the day here. Our first of stage number 2.
Ready, green flag.
Pace car takes that left-hand turn on the pit road, and the green flag is out. once again here at New Hampshire. Good jump for the 20 and the 95. The rest of the field, Julian Altina onward, gets really stacked on up. Brian Jones in the number 10 struggling to hold on right there because he's battling with a couple angry drivers right there trying to sneak on by as fast as possible. And you see how jammed up all this traffic really is. We talked about the large field size here tonight, and especially on a track like this where it's not quite a short track, but just about. And having these special corners like this, where everyone getting on the brakes, kind of grouped on up, almost accordion-like affected. Dalton Tucker all the way to the outside. And taps on the 74. Pay attention to that. Battle is a little bit of a checkup right there. You saw a couple drivers get into each other. Now 3 wide, 4 wide in turn 4 as they come down the front straightaway. And big wreck on the front stretch.
What was the fucking caution for? Big crash.
And this is a big one. 6 and 7 cars involved in this one. And you saw it all happen from high up above here at Loudon, New Hampshire. And that is a tough, tough break for a lot of these drivers. Let's take another look at it as we saw the 69 of Ackerman be involved. And everyone trying to get out of the way. Some able to make it, some not quite as lucky. Another look at it here. It looked like from that angle, the 74 of Altina just kind of got unlucky. Got loose a little bit as we'll take another look at it. Or another angle. All the way up in those marbles, that top really groove. And yeah, he does get loose, gets into the 0-1-0. And then just nowhere to go for a lot of these drivers. The 28 of Matthew George, one such driver. And we'll get you his onboard here. You see right there, he just comes around the corner. And an unfortunate break right there. What a big wreck. Let's take a look at it from our crowd angle. You'll probably get a very good look at it right here. And what a mess on that front straightaway. So what a mess back under yellow for the 4th time here tonight. It is the second caution of stage number 2. We had one in stage 1 for a single car incident. That one not quite as forgiving, shall we say. Matthew George and Adam Teeves both have brought their cars behind the wall. Bruce Ackerman, Charlie Woods, Julian Altina, all going to work on theirs on pit road. Douglas Hess joining them as well. So all those drivers on pit road for the time being, trying to get the car serviced as much as possible as we cross the line for lap 63 out of 170. Pace car going to get the 1 to go here. As lights off means the final lap under yellow flag condition. Or we go back green. As we quickly approach the second stage end. Going to happen around lap 84. And then that leaves us 86 laps to complete. We saw right there the fuel strategy that you should be able to make it, given the opportunity to pit some time in stage 3. You might even see some guys try to stretch it even longer. Here we go. Pace car back to pit road, and you see the number 20 all the way up to that outside retaining wall to get as good of a run as possible. And what a run he gets heading down into turn 1. Kendrick on the outside trying to hang on, and he's going to push his way into that second spot right in front of Joey Stats. The back end of that 00, all sorts of banged up. But here comes Dalton Tucker in the 24. Tucker sliding into third. He's in that bottom side. He pitted 12 laps ago. Some of these other drivers that stayed out about 20 laps ago. So now you're going to start really seeing that difference in tires, even though a lot of those laps probably under caution. So keep that in mind as well. Tucker all over the rear bumper of the 00, who's trying to push for the lead. Kendrick wants the lead down the back straightaway. A little bit of trouble back there for Douglas Hess in the 03. And the 00, Ryan Kendrick, he's going to push his way out to lead. He's going to try and lead his first lap here of the day. 00 crosses that start-finish line up there in first, and he will indeed lead his first lap of the day. Well, let's see if he can stay out in front. Corey Wharton and Dalton Tucker right behind in 3 and 4. Or second and third. Big battle going on between Trevor Apollo, Colby Wells, and the number 10 of Brian Jones. Wells all the way to the bottom. He's going to use a little bit of that apron. He's doing his best to sneak by the number 10. Can't do it just yet. Here he goes, and he's going to get up into the 10 of Jones. Jones up into that outside retaining wall, and we are back under caution once again. Taking a look at the instant replay. 45 just up into the 10 ever so slightly. And unable to save it. Hard in the outside retaining wall. And a little bit of a stack up right there behind him. Kind of got a glimpse of it right there. We'll see it once again. Pay attention to those cars coming into your screen now. Straighten Cook had a front row seat for it. And he gets banged into the back end by the number 22 of Todd Slauson. Both cars hopefully okay as we carry on in this one. Ryan Kendrick still holding on to the lead. Top 5 drivers going to stay out here. Most notably Chad Engel in the 29 machine. He pitted 8 laps ago, and look at that paint scheme. At Mossy Oak Bass Pro Shops. Blue and black Toyota Supra. A good looking paint scheme right there. And after pitting 8 laps ago, he's now going to stay out and slide up into that 6th spot. Started 21st all the way up to 6th. So good to see Engel up in a good spot right now. Let's take a look at your top 10 as they run. Ryan Kendrick holding on to your lead. Dalton Tucker in second. Corey Wharton third. Joey Stat sits fourth. Trevor Apollo fifth. Chad Engel in sixth, like we just mentioned. Douglas Hess slides up into seventh. Todd Slauson hangs on to eighth. Josh Mayu in ninth. And Colby Wells rounding out your top 10 here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Still a long way to go. 100 laps to go before this is all said and done. Quick update on those two drivers that brought it behind pit road, Matthew George and Adam Teeves. They both stayed in the garage area. It seems that their day is done. They're going to finish 21st and 22nd here tonight. Let's update you on the TI Racing gentleman. Colby Wells, you heard his name just a second ago. He sits in 10th in the 45 machine. Drayton Cook in the 89. We saw him get into that little dust up a little bit. He sits right in front of Colby Wells in 11th. Julian Altina, he's your last driver in terms of drivers running. He sits in 20th in the 74 machine. All of the drivers have brought it behind the wall here tonight. Last but not least, Tim Abril. You see him right there in 10th in front of the 89. So good looking ride for the 98 so far. And he's kept that car as clean as you can. That is important to see. And once again, the leader going to select the outside line. We'll see if anyone picks the inside at any point, maybe on fresher tires. And like I mentioned in this restart, top 6 on old tires. Everyone else, fresh new tires from this pit stop. So pay attention to that. As the green flag back in the air at New Hampshire, we are backing away. Ryan Kendrick jumps out to a 2-car length gap heading into turn 1. Number 20 machine tries to get it throttled on down. It looks like he will. Dalton Tucker going to try and hang on to it, however. And it looks like he will. These two cars continue to battle. Right behind them, a big gaggle of cars, all mixing on up. A lot of side-by-side racing action. Like we said, we get at the top of the broadcast. And we're bringing to Chad Engel up into the wall right there as he gets a little door action from the 03. He slides up into the wall, and drivers continuing to mix it up at the back of the pack. So still almost 100 laps to go, and drivers pushing it to the max here. Sliding the car in, banging doors with other cars. You see how much damage so many of these cars in the back of the pack have. And how clean the racers at the front of the pack are, especially the cars themselves. That's definitely a byproduct of it. If you're able to keep the car clean, you're going to be in a good spot at the end of the race. That's why we keep talking about drivers like Colby Wells, who've kept the car clean, just haven't quite had the pace. As other drivers get more and more damaged, you suddenly become more and more apt to be able to make lap times that they wouldn't be able to make with a damaged car. So it's so important to keep the car clean. You're seeing it right here. Pass for the lead now. Dalton Tucker trying to go to work on Ryan Kendrick. Down the back straightaway they go. Don't know if he quite has the quarter panel. It looks like not yet, but he sends it in very deep into turns 3 and 4. Riding a bit lower than we've seen anyone run tonight. He gets a tad loose off the corner, but as they say, loose is fast. Not fast enough. Is Ryan Kendrick going to lead that lap as well? He's led the lap, but Dalton Tucker now trying to move up into his spot here. They're continuing to battle side by side. And a 24, good pass off of turn 4 right there. And you see just a little bit of difference in how Tucker and Kendrick able to come off a corner. Tucker with so much speed being carried through the middle. Opposed to these guys that are diamonding corners. Diamonding the corner is going to kill a little bit of the middle of the turn speed, as opposed to just this well-rounded arc that you see Dalton Tucker going back to over and over. As he's able to carry more speed through the middle, maybe not get as good of a run off, but since he's carrying so much speed in the middle, it's really working for him here tonight. Tucker continuing to go to work as Kendrick and Wharton try to chase him down. And right behind them, Todd Slauson going to be under attack from Drayton Cook in 89. Reminder that all these drivers battling for stage points here. Every spot in the top 10 gets 1 point in a stage. Gets a point in a stage. So every spot counts here. See drivers really mixing it on up here. 89 to the low side of Slauson out there in that UPS machine that should have a 22 on the side. Drayton Cook really mixing it up, and right behind them, Joey Stats and Trevor Apollo side by side. They've got a big mix of cars right behind them. Josh Mayu, Colby Wells, Bruce Ackerman. All looking for some action here as we head toward the end of stage number 2. Couple laps to go here. The 95 and the 90 still doing battle back in turns 1 and 2. Looking onward is a 0-1-0. That's Thomas Gold. He's a lap down. It looks like Rapallo going to clear, but they're going to go 3 wide behind him. Colby Wells, Josh Mayu, and the lapped car right there. And side by side, they get together. Wells able to survive the contact right there. Good driving there by the 45 as him and the 02 come together. Caution back out here for the stage break. So that is going to do it for the stage break, and drivers were fighting right there pretty hard. Good to see that short little run really live up to the hype that we brought it. And Dalton Tucker going to sweep stages 1 and 2. Didn't lead every lap in the second stage, but he led enough of them, 58 to be exact, in stages 1 and 2. He's quickly on his way to leading the most laps led today. Expect every car on pit road here, the end of stage number 2. Got to get tires and fuel. Wouldn't expect anything different here. Gas it on up as much as you can. See how the drivers do it here. Will anyone take 2 tires here is another very valid question. Maybe take 2 tires now, 4 tires later, assuming we have some kind of green flag pit stop. Or if we have yellow, maybe those 2 tires end up playing very strong. Corey Wharton in that second spot. Good race off the pit road for him. That pit crew turning a 14.2 second stop. It does not look like that's going to put him in second. Thought he'd run the race off the pit road between him and the 00, but not so fast, my friend, as we are under caution for the second stage break. Stage 2 coming to you soon here on the J Deadlift Broadcasting Network. So far through 2 stages, a lot of very good racing. Here we saw a lot of door-to-door action there in that second stage. Will we see more of the same, or will we see a long green flag run here as well? Find out soon as this pace car is going to make that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. We're set to go green, and your leader, Dalton Tucker, selecting the inside for the first time here tonight. We'll see how that pays off for him as he gets out to a pretty good jump here. Looks like both the inside and outside working well for leader here early. A little bit of a stack up right there behind the leader. That's Rapallo and the 03 up into the wall. Let's see if he's able to stay off of it. It looks like he is. That's Douglas Hess able to stay off of each other. And you see just how big of a mess this is high up above, where we can have that wide angle and see just how messy it is. It is a fast-moving parking lot here in New Hampshire. Still continuing to stack it on up. You see that white and green car. That's Colby Wells in the 45 machine, middle of your screen. He's trying to pick up a couple spots here. Up to 7th. Trying to make a good little run there. Colby Wells a pretty good performer in terms of points. Quick check of your driver standings. Corey Wharton sits in first. Todd Slauson second. Dalton Tucker third. Sean Briscoe fourth. Chad Engel fifth. Ryan Kendrick sixth. And Colby Wells up 3 spots last week. He climbed to 7th.
Caution, man. I didn't hear nothing.
Caution is back out. A couple drivers slow on the track here. Brian Jones, the slowest of them all. He's stuck on that front straightaway. Let's see what happened in the number 10 machine. Number 10 been involved in a couple of accidents here. He comes off of turn 4, just gets loose, tries to correct it. Can't quite do it. And number 10 goes around, banging into that inside pit wall. Let's get a look from the onboard. You could almost hear the car stepping out on him just prior to that. And you hear right there the RPMs go too high as those wheels no longer have grip on that racing surface. And we're back on our caution. Our 7th of the night, our 5th caused by drivers. It looks like a good fake to pit road right there by Dalton Tucker. The first taker is the 89 of Drayton Cook. And he's going to lead a good little group of cars down pit road. Joey Stats. And Colby Wells among those heading to pit road for service. Quick summary of the race to this point. We're deep into stage 3. 94 laps completed, 76 to go. Only 3 lead changes. We've seen Dalton Tucker, Ryan Kendrick, and I believe Corey Wharton lead a few laps. And that has been it. Those top 3 collecting all of those laps led bonus points. 7 cautions here tonight. We'll see if we get some more of the same or if we get the green flag run that we keep talking about. As you look at the temperature, track cooled off a bit. You remember during qualifying practice time, about 107. Now cooled off to 94, so more grip in the track as well. Drivers can afford to start being a little more aggressive, and it looks like they might be doing just that. Field gonna be double filed once again here tonight. And once again, Dalton Tucker goes to that outside. Just proven to be the lane of choice. You can imagine why. Just that good run, you're able to get off of the corner and a little snake weave going on the back straightaway. So we're going to get the green with just about 70 to go. Fuel windows somewhere around 45 to 50. We believe. So not within range just yet, but it's coming soon. Pace car hard left on the pit road. Good jump by the 24 and a good push by the number 90, but an even better jump by the 20. They're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. The 20 all the way down to the bottom using the apron as well. Not able to make it stick, and he's going to go side by side with the Prolo down the back straightaway. Down the back straight they go. That Rheem Toyota Supra battling against that Dollar General Toyota Supra. They both wash up the track quite a bit on those colder tires. Bring it back on down, and right behind him, Slauson and Ackerman going at it. Looks like the number 20 possibly in a good spot right here. Corey Wharton going to try and slide job the 90. He will do it. So 90 sticks his nose right back in there. And off of turn 3, I'm proven wrong. A little bit loose right there is the number 20. And behind them, cars still poking their noses out, heading into 3 and 4. Top 5 single file. Colby Wells trying to go to work on Bruce Ackerman. And you talked about Wells's car being so well kept. You're able to drive it a lot harder than a lot of other drivers are able to at this stage in the race. And Wells trying to do more of the same. Just keep picking guys off. He started 12th. He's moved up to 7th. Looking for more. Can't quite do it in that corner. Drayton Cook going to try and take advantage on the outside. TI Racing teammates going at it here. So they're going to go door to door down the front straight away. The 98 of Tim Abrill also going to stick his nose in there. Lap 102 out of 170. Laps winding down here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And drivers definitely going to be aware of that. So they see that lap ticker continue to grow shorter and shorter. You know, the time is coming that you really got to start pushing your car. Right in front of him, Drayton Cook going to work as Team TI Racing all really stacked on up right through these couple positions. Colby Wells thinks about sending it too wide, thinks better of, but gets a good run off of turn 4. And he's going to try and send it into turn 1. Gets the nose chopped by the 69. He heads to the bottom, trying to play ring around the rosy and stay right on the rear bumper of the 89. Can't do it just yet. So continue to fly down that back straightaway. A little bit of stack up right there. Slauson gets kind of pushed up into the wall a little bit. Colby Wells gonna come door to door with the 69. Good racing right here. Wells able to survive. He's got the 69 on his inside. Will he clear? He will not. And they bang door to door. Colby Wells up into that outside retaining wall.
Caution's out.
And that is going to bring the caution out as the 45 goes around our 8th caution of the night. Everyone going to avoid Wells here on the track. Let's take another look at it. We saw it here live. Let's get a look from the replay. So it almost looks like Ackerman just kind of slid up into him, whether by accident or on purpose. Hard to say. Let's take another look from Ackerman's cockpit here. Oh yeah, the car just wheel hops on him. Doesn't turn how you'd want it to. And a little bit of damage to the front fender of that car. You get a good look at it right there. The fender a little bit banged out of shape. And the 69 in a little bit of trouble now. After colliding with Colby Wells right there. He's going to have to get all of that repaired on pit road. Dalton Tucker off of pit road in first. Ryan Kendrick in second. Corey Wharton third. Drayton Cook in fourth. And Drayton's been a good story here tonight. Just slowly creeping further and further. Started 23rd and he's all the way up to fourth. Hasn't led a lap, but he is on pace to lead a lap here tonight. Laps are winding down here, and that could spell the last pit stop. We talked about the pit stop, or pit window, being right around 50 laps. And we're just at 60, so if you can stretch it, you might be able to do it. It's a question, will anyone try? And that question is going to be answered by seeing if we stay green flag or not. We do have 17 drivers still running here tonight. Scott Bellum and Thomas Gold have brought it behind the wall. Julian Altina joins them. And a reminder that Matthew George and Adam Teeves have already brought it behind the wall there early in this race. Getting the 1 to go signal as we get set to buckle on back up. Maybe for the last time here tonight. We have to wait and see. So trying to get the rest of this New Hampshire 170 in before darkness here tonight. You can see darkness closing in on the track. We'll continue to rock and roll here. 17 cars still out on the track. Charlie Woods getting back out there in the 39. A little bit of damage to that car. Trying to get some laps back and maybe sneak past Scott Bellum as well. And pick up another spot that way. Pace car is off. Dalton Tucker selecting the outside again. And you see the field ever so slightly dwindling down. 24 checks on up and checks on out. Heading into turn 1. But the 20 going to that bottom groove once again. Corey Wharton likes going to that apron down there in turn 1 in the first couple laps. Does it again and gets a good run out there, closing in on the 00. Single file through the top 5, but the number 20 not happy about it further on back in the pack. Joey Stats going door to door with Douglas Hess in the 03. The 03 slides up the track, and that Turtle Wax Chevrolet Camaro got very close to his rear bumper. And the 95 actually looks pretty clean there in Joey Stats in the Procore Toyota Supra. See if he can start picking his way through a couple other guys. And as we say that, going to go door to door with the 15 on the back straightaway and in 3 and 4. Caution back out, and you see it right there. And Trevor Apollo, one of those drivers, Bruce Ackerman, might have been involved. Let's see if we can get another look at what happened. Trevor Apollo was running up there in the top 5. Todd Slauson just sends it on in there. Loses control of the car. And that is a tough, tough break. Has just carried too much speed, could not get the car rotated, and bangs hard into the number 90. 98 of Tim Averill, not in a good spot either, as you'll watch the wreck occur in front of him. Just nowhere to go. He gets doored into. And will sort himself out, not get damage on the front end, and that's the important part. But what a tough break here in this one. So caution out for the 9th time here tonight. I'll ask again, will it be the last, or will we continue to see the yellow flag here at New Hampshire? Find out next in the conclusion of stage number 3. So as we get set to go back green here before too long, let's make sure we mention the success of Team TI Racing right here, as they have two drivers, Drayton Cook and Colby Wells. You take a good look at them right there. Both in the top 5 here now. And Drayton Cook in that Asheville Rooftop Bar Tours Chevrolet Camaro. Good looking paint scheme right there. And you love to see the sponsors come on board and reap the benefits of having a driver who's as talented as Cook is. Those two up there in the top 5. The rest of TI Racing, Tim Abril is in 15th. And Julian Altina has pulled it behind the wall. He is in 20th. Take a look at the 24 car. He's all the way back in 11th. He went to pit road last time, so he's got enough fuel, presumably for the end here, as we're closing in on 50 laps to go. So if this stays green, this could turn into a fuel mileage race, and we could see Joey Stats, Chad Engel, Dalton Tucker, or Trevor Apollo all come away with it, as they all pitted on that last lap. Back green here once again. Ryan Kendrick, the leader in the 00. He takes the field to the green flag, scoots in front of the 20 of Corey Wharton. And let's see if Wharton dives to the bottom here. Not going to do it this time. We saw 20 use up all the apron there earlier. Not this time just yet. And Drayton Cook in the 3rd. Colby Wells trying to follow suit. Wells trying to follow, but he's got a big mess of the 69 on his inside and the 36 right behind him. 36 of Sean Briscoe running a whale of a race. No nose and no deck lid on that car. But he's making it work with the best of them. See him all the way back there trying to... Bruce Ackerman, a little bit loose off the corner. Might have had a little bit of help. Has to go low side. 50 laps to go here at the stripe. Cert 36 proving that you can be in a very good spot. Even without the perfect arrow right here at a shorter track like New Hampshire is, that 1 mile oval as opposed to a 1.5 miles or a 2 mile oval. So they continue to battle door to door. The 24 of Dalton Tucker now knocking on in. He wants to sneak on by, thinking he's faster than both these drivers. He's got to pick one, kind of go with them, and hope he continues to make a move. The 69 drifts up the track a little bit. Not sure if that was intentional or not, but the 24 sees the opening, squeezes it. He's going to sneak on by. Great move by the 24 of Dalton Tucker. Tucker has seemed like the fastest car on track all night long. Trying to prove his dominance here tonight. He's now going to go to the inside of Wells. He's going to clear him easily coming off of turn 4, leading an angry group of cars, but nonetheless one that is starting to single file on out. Dalton Tucker trying to chase down the leader of Ryan Kendrick. We saw them be matched up pretty well earlier We'll see if we get to see that matchup again before this race is over. The group of cars still all pretty much locked together. Ackerman able to sneak by the 36. Now Brian Jones trying to go to work on Briscoe. He's not able to do it just yet. Trying to round the outside. We've seen drivers make that work here tonight. Right now, not working for the 10 in terms of his battle with the 36. The battle seems to have sorted itself out. Briscoe falls in the line behind the number 10. They're all single file, trying to jump on the train and try and go catch these leaders. Dalton Tucker trying to go catch the leader. It does not look like he is fuel saving. We'll ride along with them and see if we can't find out. See Corey Wharton just get a little bit unsettled right there. The back end of the car started to whip around towards that wall. Just unable to do it in that body armor Toyota Supra. He might have a little help here from the 24 of Dalton Tucker. Tucker goes low and then back high and then back low. Trying to figure out what's going to be the best line here tonight for him. Trying to sneak back these final two positions. Now down the low side of the 20. Let's see if we can get to the low side of the 00 as well. It's just going to be to the side of Wharton. Wharton up the track just a touch. They're going to still battle, and you know who loves to see this battle? It's that 00 of Ryan Kendrick. The more these drivers battle, the more he's going to be able to pull away. And as soon as we said the 24 going to slide up in front of the 20, Corey Wharton down to the bottom. Don't think he's going to be able to make it stick down there. And here comes the 24 of Dalton Tucker. Tucker now to the inside of Kendrick, and he is driving it like he stole it. The 24 just absolutely flying on this final restart. This possibly final restart. He gets the lead, and Corey Wharton follows suit. Follows him through the hole. Just like a good running back behind a fullback. Now Dalton Tucker going to try and put as much of a gap as he can. Follow along with some other battles on track. Joey Stats up in the 95. And right here, the 0-2 of Josh Mayu. He's going to work on Brian Jones now. Mayu showing you on that bottom groove. So hard to get a good run off if you have a guy on your outside. Struggling a little bit with that, but able to make it work. So far, 35 laps to go. We're going to take you on board with some drivers, and we're going to crank it up tonight before we get settled. So turn those dials on those volumes up a little bit, and here we go. Let's crank it up. Brought to you by J Deadlift Broadcasting. Dalton Tucker continuing to pull away here at New Hampshire. Proven to be the man to beat here. So far, it looks like no one's going to really challenge. 30 laps to go. He's going to hit the line for 29 to go. I'll see if anyone's able to challenge. If we get a caution here late, that would definitely throw a wrench in things as well. As he's now 25 laps into this run. We said that fuel window right around 50 or so laps. So it's going to be curious to see if he's able to make it. And if these drivers right behind him, Corey Wharton, Ryan Kendrick, and Drayton Cook, who pitted 34 laps ago, are also able to make it on fuel. Continuing to turn laps here around New Hampshire Motor Speedway. 27 of them to go, and you can pay attention to the top middle of your screen. That gap between Dalton Tucker and Corey Wharton continuing to open. Dalton Tucker has started 12 races, and he has won 5, quickly on his way to a 6th win. 9 top 5s, 10 top 10s. So that means he's only had 2 races outside of the top 10 that he has started. And to give you reference, Todd Slauson and Corey Wharton, they've both run 18 races each. And they are only 17 points ahead and 46 points ahead. So Dalton Tucker having an incredible season, and it is continuing here tonight. But Corey Wharton's going to try and chase him down here and have something to say about it. 25 laps to go here now, and Josh Mayo trying to sneak around Trevor Apollo in the number 90. Can't do it just yet, but getting in that draft down the back straightaway. Going to make a run into turns 3 and 4. Not able to do it right there. Continuing to stay right on the bumper here. We saw him during the crank it up section. Trying to stay right on the bumper. And here he goes. Going for the pass on the number 90 machine. They remain door-to-door down the front straightaway. 23 laps to go here at New Hampshire. That gap opened up to 4 seconds. And continuing to open between Tucker and Wharton. That's at the top of your screen right there. Those top 3 drivers. And the intervals to the leader. So, you know, a couple of these drivers probably hoping for a caution, knowing that's going to be the only way they're going to be able to catch Dalton Tucker. One saving grace for a lot of these drivers is that Tucker has not had the best short run car. We've seen a couple other drivers look very good on that short run. But if we get a yellow, that could shake things up here before this is over. Number 95 at Joey Stats. He's low side of Drayton Cook. Try and complete the pass in turns 1 and 2. Cook going to go all the way to the door of the 95. He has to back off as they came very close to contacting. Now he's going to come back to the door of the 69. They go 2-2 off of turn 2. His battle rages on, and we're going to stay locked in on it here. So now the 0-2 Josh Mayu trying to sneak a peek underneath Drayton Cook. He's not going to do it just yet. But almost definitely probably setting him up for later in this race. Here's a look at the gap between first and second. Not insurmountable. But Corey Wharton and company definitely going to have to pick it up. And here comes lap traffic for the 24. Talked about needing cautions. We talked about lap traffic. Only 2 cars right now. But will there be more before all is said and done? 18 laps to go, and a lot of the field starting to single filing out, starting to find a rhythm late into stage number 3, and we'll see if anyone continues to battle or if their tires are really starting to wear out on them now. We're about 36 laps into the run for some, 45 and 46 into the run for others. Down on the low side, it's the O2 machine. And he can't quite hold that run. Trevor Apollo looking on from his spot back in 8th. Big 2-car battle going on right here. It's Drayton Cook. It's Josh Mayo. And now Trevor Apollo going to stick his nose in there. He sees the opening. He's going to take it. And they're going to go door-to-door off of turn 4. Good run toward that back straightaway. But unfortunately, the run of Drayton Cook is a little better. His lap's winding down. Now 14 to go. 13 as he crosses the stripe. So let's take a look at your top 10 as they run. While staying locked in on this battle. The O2 backing out of that has to be a huge sigh of relief for Drayton Cook as the O2 is heading toward his back bumper. Thought better of it, pulled out, and everyone's going to live to see another day here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. This 4-car battle, the best on the track. They continue to slug it out. Here's we approach 10 to go. .36 now going to push his way in there. That's Sean Briscoe. Briscoe is on the lead lap. He is not a lap down. I know the car looks like he would be a lap down. Sean Briscoe doing a very good job. That pit crew especially fixing up that paint, putting a good little shine on the car itself. And enough of backlid to appease the NASCAR officials. Gap down to 4.3 seconds between Tucker and Wharton. Nine laps to go here in New Hampshire. Briscoe to the inside of Rapallo. Can't quite get him on the front straightaway, and that's where you see that damage playing up a little bit of a factor. He's not able to get as good of a run on the straightaway, and that's due to just slowed aerodynamics in what the 36 is working with. See right there, Apollo continuing to hold at bay, and right there, 36 with Briscoe. Big dive into turn one. They're both going to wash up the track. Let's see if the 36 can slide in front of the 90. He will, but Rapallo not going to give it up that easy. Apollo tried to hold on, get the inside, and move back toward the middle. Cannot quite do it. 6 laps to go here at New Hampshire. Dalton Tucker continuing to pull away here. Let's take a check in on the leader and second place. Tucker out in front, pitted 48 laps ago. Those two drivers we mentioned, Corey Wharton, Ryan Kendrick, 57. Looks like they're going to make it to the end here on fuel. No problem. Dalton Tucker, who played it safe, got a little bit extra. He looks good as well. Joey Stats and Bruce Ackerman trying to wreck Ryan Kendrick's top 3 attempt here. Looks like Stats going to go to the bottom here. Will he make it? Not just yet. This 3-car battle for position between all 3. Bruce Ackerman, Ryan Kendrick, and Joey Stats all mixing up, trying to get that 3rd spot. Ackerman with a big dive bomb right there. We'll see if he can make it stick. It looks like he will. Gonna slide on up in front of the 95. He does. And a great pass for the 69. Ackerman in the 3rd. Ackerman up in the 3rd. Let's see if he can hold on to it, however. He gets a little squirrely off the corner. Joey Stats in his rear view mirror, trying to fill it on up as best as he can. And here comes a couple more lapped cars. Dalton Tucker weaving in and out of lap traffic. You see Colby Wells behind him going a lap down. Wells in the 13th position. Now he's going after the 15 of Hollingsworth. 2 laps to go. Here we go. Dalton Tucker going to take the white flag here at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Final lap brought to you by J Deadlift. Here we go. He's going to try to sneak around the 15 of Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth trying to stay on that lead lap for the final lap. And you see him giving a good drag race at the line. Cannot quite do it. But it looks like the 24 going to take home the win. Josh Mayo in a good spot as well. But here we go. Checkered flag in the air. And the 24 of Dalton Tucker going to be your race winner. Corey Wharton 2nd. And it's going to be Bruce Ackerman coming away 3rd. The 0-2 and the 0-0 rips to the line. And I think it was the 0-2. Although it has... Yeah, that is correct. The 0-2 scored before the 0-0. The race winner here tonight, Dalton Tucker, leading 125 laps of the 170. And what a great race it was. It's like you heard, led so many of those laps and really just looked quite unbeatable all night long here at the NORA B Series. So 1, 2, 3, it's going to be Tucker Ackerman. Or excuse me, Tucker Wharton Ackerman. But here we go. While we're waiting for the rest of results, let's start going down the grid. The results here at the NORA B Series. New Hampshire 170. Dalton Tucker takes away the win. Corey Wharton finishes second. Bruce Sackerman with a good run. He finishes third. Joey Stats comes away fourth. Josh Mayo with a good run right there with a big top 5 for him. Ryan Kendrick comes away sixth. Sean Briscoe with a fantastic run with a damaged car. He comes away seventh. Eighth is going to be the number 90 of Trevor Paulo. And Drayton Cook, one of the TI Racing guys, finishes ninth on the lead lap. Brian Jones comes away 10th. A good finish for him, who struggled up and down for a lot of this race. Tim Averill finishes 11th. Josh Hollingsworth in 12th. Colby Wells 13th. Chad Engel 14th. And Charlie Woods rounding out your top 15. 16th is going to be Todd Slauson. Douglas Hess's 17th. Scott Bellum finishes 18th. 19th is Thomas Gold. And Julian Altina finishes 20th. End of year result category. Adam Teves finishes 21st. Matthew George in 22nd. And Davey Lamont in 23rd here tonight at New Hampshire. And what a race it was. Went green a lot longer than we thought it would have based on how the race started. 9 total cautions, a lot more than we're used to seeing in the NORA B Series, but that comes to the territory of it being one of the slower tracks in NASCAR. You really got to get throttled on down. We saw a lot of guys starting to shift into third gear through the corners. It's definitely something to think about as well. Overall, a great race, and I hope you guys all enjoyed it as much as I did. A blast bringing it to you here tonight on the J Deadlift YouTube channel. If you want more of the NORA B Series, we do not return next week, but the following week we head to Iowa Speedway to kick off August, filled with 2 road courses, so be on the lookout for that as well. So we had the Road America and then the Cup. Or the Glen, the Cup. The Glen, Watkins Glen. Before returning to the Oval at Dover. So a lot of good racing still left this season for all of you. So definitely don't miss out. We hope to see you all again soon. Always a blast bringing it to you, and congrats to Dalton Tucker on the win, Corey Wharton for his second place finish, and Bruce Ackerman for finishing third. Always a blast bringing this season to you. that's going to do it from us here up in the booth. Thanks to you once again for joining us, whether it was live or after the fact. Hope you guys have a good time enjoying. There's a wonderful race that was put on. Thought it would be a fuel mileage race. It ended up not being so much a fuel mileage race as we would have guessed, but still a fantastic finish there at the end. That's going to do it for all of us here up in the booth. Hope you have a great rest of your week. Stay safe, stay great, and we'll see you again soon.